to another episode of the OGC. Today I thought I'd take a few minutes and show you guys one of my projects I did years ago. And with the holidays, 4th of July coming up, I thought it's a perfect time to kind of share what I do. Let's take a look at this and let's throw some meat on there and see how it turns out here. What we have is a standard 55-gallon drum. I picked this up for $5 at a local bakery. It had soy oil in it, is what they used, so it was food grade. You guys have seen many of these. I'm not going to go in detail. This is just my version of an ugly drum smoker, essentially. I welded on some casters I got for free on the bottom. I just built some tubing, welded the tubing a square pattern, and then overhung it where I put a bolt through for these casters that I got off of something else. Standard 1/2 inch, yep, black pipe. Of course I painted it. There's some standard mounting hardware on there, some 90-degree elbows, and Shutoff. This is your air flow for temperature. There's 3 of those, 1, 2, and then the little one on the back, 3. As far as the grates for these, super easy. Any of your standard charcoal grill grates you can buy at the local hardware, like your Weber charcoal grills, they fit in here. Just put some bolts through and set it right on the bolts, and you can do them wherever you want, however many you want. Got your internal temperature here. This is just a standard lid. I went a little above and beyond and I bought this to lock it down. Standard black pipe here for my chimney, and it threads right in the bunghole that was here. Just unscrew the one that's in there and this will screw right in. I believe it's 3 inch. I'll double check, and I'll list all these parts in the description if anybody else wants them. This is a little bit above and beyond. You can get these online just to hold your lid on there. You don't need to do that. This is a standard electrical fitting with a rubber grommet, and I use this to put my temperature probe wiring through so it can hang on the outside here and I can probe whatever I got in there. Let's open it back up. See, it's nice having that lid so when you're in here working, you're not have to set the lid down and all the extra nonsense. That's all there is to it as far as the smoker goes. And then with the basket, I just went to the dollar store and bought a pie plate or pizza pan plate, whatever, the cheapest one I could find, and got some flex mesh, steel mesh at the local hardware. And I got this out of, I think, just some scrap metal somewhere, and I just put some of the mesh in there to, so it would hold the charcoal. This will burn for 8 hours without touching it, and this will hold temperature wherever you set it. It'll hold it for hours and hours on end. It does an awesome job. So anyway, that's what it is. There's not a whole lot more to it, but it does work very well. Went ahead and refilled our fuel box here, and I like to kind of fill half of it full to the brim with just standard charcoal is what I have in here now. You can place some lump coal in here or wood too for flavoring if you want. And then I use the stuff from the box. I'll dump that along this side when it's burning real good, and it will slowly burn all the way through. That's just my strategy. You can do it any way you need to, but that seems to work well for me. All right, I think we're about ready. See, we've got our coals in there, doing real good. I got the basket half filled. I went ahead and threw some apple chunks on there. You don't need too many. I got 4 or 5 on there. That's plenty for what we're doing. And now I'm just going to lay the hot coals on the side here. Like this. The side that I didn't fill right away. Just like that. Make sure you get them all out of there. Alright, that's it. Now we'll dump them in the smoker and bring her up to temp. That. This one in here. Like that. Shut the lid. Alright, well, we are ready to throw some meat on this bad boy, so let's go ahead and do that. Oh yeah, got a nice smoke. Choice today is going to be our typical Boston butt pork shoulder. Oh, I don't know. Pork, I guess. Fat side down. Let her eat. We'll get in here, take a look a minute, would you? As they say, set it and forget it. We won't quite forget it, but we'll come back and check on her in a few hours. 200 there. The meat's up a little higher, so the meat's going to be in about the 215 range right now. We're going to keep her between probably 225 and 250. And that's about half throttle on the old gauges here. And wide open on the back. She'll hold that way probably for 7-8 hours. Alright, well, it's been about 8 hours. Temperature's steady. Been there all day. I think this baby is done. Let's take a look. Oh yeah. Look at the bark on that. That is fall off the bone. So, another successful cook on an old oil drum. It's really something, I'm telling you. If you don't have one, fun project, you guys should think about making one. Alright, well, that's going to do it for this episode of the OGC. Again, appreciate you guys very much. Another fun project coming up after this next week. Well, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. You'll see that coming up. Anywho, bugs all over here. We got a storm coming in here, so I'm going to bring this meat in and have some dinner. Anyways, make sure you like and subscribe, share, comment, all the above.